Chris and I are here at CES 2026.
We're going to go into the thick of it and see what it's all about, talk to some founders.
Welcome to Trade-Offs, a podcast about the trials and tribulations of designing and manufacturing hardware and the people that make it. Each month we sit down with founders, engineers, and other hardware professionals to understand the unique trade-offs inherent in building a business that makes physical products. For this episode, we're coming straight from the Consumer Electronics Show, where we spoke with dozens of founders and hardware teams exhibiting at Eureka Park, the show's dedicated zone for early-stage hardware companies. It's full of inspiring, innovative, and just some really weird products. It's always a great time. We went full man on the street for this one, and it's also our first time experimenting with video, so we hope you enjoy it.
So cool. I'm Rajiv Ramnath. I'm the founder of Blueberry Technology. We are a San Jose-based startup, roughly 6 years old. We started our journey with the intent of solving the challenge of accessibility. The problem brewed as I used to travel internationally and see how the elderly were treated in an airport.
Yep.
That same elderly person 10 years ago was a sprightly person. Today they're sitting quietly, resigning to their destiny of not being as mobile, right?
Yep.
It broke my heart for years. But they are not disabled,
Right.
Exactly. In our classic definition of disability. But they have a situational disability. So I talked to a whole bunch of airports, a whole bunch of service providers in airports. Almost a uniform consensus was, build us something autonomous. So we started working with one of the service providers in San Francisco, Prospect Airport Services. This is our fourth iteration of the physical design of the product.
Very cool.
We call it BB Go, Blueberry Go, BB Go.
BB Go.
BB Go.
Yep.
Every vehicle is named after a woman scientist or engineer who didn't get her fair share. So this one's named Marguerite.
Yeah.
She's fully autonomous. She has LiDARs all around the bottom, the skirt, if you may.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
The LiDAR in these two corners in the back. There are depth cameras here.
Okay.
So we're always aware of what's going on around the vehicle. Room for luggage in the back, carry-on luggage, and more. Room for luggage on the seat. A multilingual display. The passenger will scan their barcode. We look up a live feed on FlightAware. But we've simplified that boarding pass into the things that people will most care about.
Yeah.
Am I on time? Am I going from that gate? Am I in the right place?
Right.
And when you're ready, you just hit start, and she will be on her way. She's going fully autonomously, would not run into people. She'll try to go around me, right? She'll head on to the gate on her own.
What's your why with all this?
I want to build something that people care about.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, people cared about the Kindles I made. People cared about the Snapchat glasses I make and the scooters I helped make. Could anybody with my skill set have done that? The answer is yes. There are probably way smarter people in the world that could have done that much faster, much better than I ever could. But who's working on this problem?
Right.
That I know I will need. I know my parents need. Nobody's working on it.
Right.
Let me build something that people that I care and love about need.
So trade-offs for building a mission-oriented company that doesn't have
Time
time. Okay.
and patience.
Yeah.
Now, some of them have trade-offs of missionary companies that are trying to solve a very tactical problem. It's not big enough.
Yeah.
Your whys are loose whys. Because the moment you see the shiny nut, you're gone.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
The moment that Facebook job calls you, you're gone.
Yeah.
Because you need to survive.
Yeah.
So you've got to have a reasonable balance, if you may, between here, what do I need versus what do I want?
Yeah. How can people stay in touch, get in touch, follow along with you guys?
We have a website.
Yeah.
Blueberry.technology.
Okay.
Blueberry.technology is our Insta handle as well. So Instagram, Facebook, Blueberry.technology, I think. Email us, info@blueberry.technology.
Great.
Or write to me, Rajiv@blueberry.technology. RAJEEV at blueberry.technology.
If someone wants to see one of these in the wild, what airport should they be at?
They could go today to Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia.
It is probably the most empathetic airport for accessibility I have ever known.
Hey, thank you very much for this.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cole Ashman, founder and CEO of Pila Energy. We make modular home batteries that plug into a wall outlet and allow you to go room by room to add backup power and smart energy management wherever power is most important to you. Think about it like this. You could get a big professionally installed backup battery or backup generator, but you need to own your home and it's a pretty big capital outlay, usually $20,000, sometimes $30,000 if you're doing it with solar panels.
Yeah.
So if you rent or you're just looking to protect a few things, your options today are fairly limited. Our aim was to bridge those two worlds, make it as smart as the most premium home battery so that it's automatic backup power when you need it, also saves you money throughout the rest of the year by shifting your energy around.
Yeah.
It's as smart as that system, but as accessible as the generator you go buy off the shelf at Home Depot for $1,000. Unfortunately, outages are a bigger deal for more and more of us. I'm living in San Francisco now. We had 2 days without power the other week, but I grew up in Louisiana, and hurricanes are a big thing there, and it's the different stories in different places across the country. And at the same time, power bills are rising. So our goal was to create on-ramps into this kind of smart energy management, automatic backup space, and borrow product principles from other categories like mesh Wi-Fi and smart home audio, where you can go room by room and kind of self-solve and tailor the solution to what's right for you without calling contractors and becoming a project manager.
What are some of the trade-offs inherent to building this startup in a space that's dominated by Goliaths?
One way to answer this is focus, right? This is a really flexible product. It can do energy management. It can monitor your appliance like an Apple Watch to predict failure. It can do incredible things for backup power, and the list goes on. For us, it's that discipline to stay focused on what are the core reasons that people want this product today.
Yeah.
And a lot of this is insight driven. The team and myself, having worked at Span on smart electrical panels and Powerwall and other products like that, I can tell you the core need and the reason people come to solutions like this is self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
I want to protect my family when power cuts out, and I want to be able to do something about my bills. So focusing on making that part of the experience rock solid, really clear value prop, still building towards some of the future value like virtual power plants and all of these other things, which are very cool.
Yeah.
But no one is buying a Powerwall because they're excited about getting $50 a year in a virtual power plant
They
program.
just want to make sure their fridge stays on.
Right. And I think it's our goal to, not overwhelm folks and make sure the feature set kind of works for that immediate reason to buy without giving up, the long-term vision, because really this is distributed infrastructure. And we are working with utilities and other, folks in the energy ecosystem to make sure that we're doing things beyond just the household level, making the grid stronger. But, in one word, it's focus. I'm going to simulate power shutting off. We've actually cut power to the entire booth here. All of these batteries across the booth are powering the fridge, TV, Wi-Fi, you name it. So they've automatically kind of picked up. We have an estimate here for the backup time. Power's been out for 15 seconds. As you use this, you get a dynamic estimate for how long you'll last in the outage. There's 2 outlets on the front, 2 on the back. When power's on, Pila is silently working for you in the background. And that can be to monitor and manage your energy, to kind of build a picture of what's using energy where. We can put that in context like, hey, you're actually wasting money by running things that don't need to be run at a certain time. We can help make sure you're using cheap grid electricity based on time of day. We can pair with your solar system, if you have one, to charge from free electrons and store those so that when power is expensive, in the evenings, you're using the battery, the stored energy to offset energy usage and save on your bills.
How can people stay in touch and learn more and keep along?
PilaEnergy.com. Sign up for our newsletter. We're trying to build in public as much as we can. So we have a great vlog series going. You can also reserve for $99 today. And we're ramping up manufacturing as we speak to fulfill a really healthy backlog. And we're grateful for that, grateful for our early customers. Would love to be in touch with folks who are interested in backup power and making their whole home energy situation modern and smart.
Awesome.
I'm Scott Hickel, co-founder and CEO of Throne, where we are building a device that tracks gut health, urinary function, hydration, and bathroom habits, hands-free, every time, automatically when you go to the bathroom. So the basic idea is this device clips onto your toilet just like that. It sits right under the toilet seat. This is a little motion sensor. You go to the bathroom, and the motion sensor will tell it someone's at the toilet. And then as long as you have your phone with you, then it uses Bluetooth to do a handshake and say, this is Scott or this is Nate. And that's how it identifies who is using the toilet. Once it's identified you, a little light comes on and records what's happening inside the toilet bowl. You walk away, it turns itself off. And then we use about a dozen different AI models to understand what just happened inside the toilet bowl. So we're looking at stool frequency, stool consistency or stool form on the Bristol Stool Scale, volume, color. We're looking at the color of your urine as well to measure hydration. We're looking at the strength of your flow if you're peeing. We're looking at your bathroom timeline. So how long it took you to have your first movement, which can tell you a lot about how constipated you are, how long you're on the toilet in total. And we can send you a little push notification if you're taking too long and say, hey, you might want to get up and stretch your legs. Then ultimately, all of this data is tracked longitudinally over time. So over the course of a couple weeks or a month, we can start to build up your personal baseline and understand what your normal looks like, and then use that to connect the dots to your diet and your lifestyle and say, okay, these are the things that are good and bad for your personal gut health. And here's what's normal for you, and here's when you're deviating, and here's what you need to do to get back to healthy. We have been working with leading gastroenterologists. So one of our lead medical advisors is the chief of gastroenterology at University of Chicago. He's one of the most published GI and IBD researchers in the field. We've been working with him and several other GIs as well as urologists to advise us on the metrics that we're tracking and make sure that they are actually relevant to people's health and not just vanity metrics. This will be available starting in February. Direct consumer, you can go to our website, thronescience.com, and use the code CES. That gets you $40 off. That said, based on what you just said, like, we've gotten approached by probably 30 nursing homes in the past 2 days. So maybe we should think about that.
Yeah. You've been approaching marketing in a really funny way, and I think the brand you've created is really hilarious and approachable and yet serious. Like, you guys are serious about gut health and serious about health outcomes.
I appreciate it.
Can you talk a little bit about kind of your strategy around it and how you think about marketing, you think about the brand?
It's so easy to get silly, right? Like, we're talking about poop, and there's always an obvious temptation to lean into bathroom humor because that can go viral. But the reality is, this is a very serious thing. And if you're affected by a chronic gut health condition, that can govern your life.
Yeah.
And so we want to approach this with appropriate reference, while also acknowledging that this is also, like, fundamentally the most universally human thing. The way I think about it is our brand is a little more buttoned up. We don't make poop jokes. You know, we leave that for the comment section because everybody makes poop jokes in the comment section. Like, there's so many great puns to be made. And then I think about my brand a little as independent of the Throne brand, and I'm just a person.
Yeah.
And I get to talk to people. Like, NPR had a great podcast about poop friends a couple years ago. This whole idea that, like, everyone has their inner circle of poop friends, which is their closest people in their lives that they're open to talk about their poop with. And, like, one of the magical things about building this company is I've realized I get to be everyone's poop friend.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. You should make that like your LinkedIn profile. You know? Or
I love
just
that.
Scott Hickle, your poop friend.
Our website is thronescience.com, and you can follow us on social media at Throne Science on basically every channel. And then I'm Scott Hickle, same thing, at Scott Hickle. It's like pickle, but with an H.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah, man. We're here at the Pebble booth. You all remember Pebble. They're back.
Ooh, okay, good.
Sitting with Eric,
Lee's size 13.
doing a ring sizing with Lee from Misty West.
I want the ring. I really want the ring.
So this is called the Index 01. It's a ring designed to solve a personal problem. That is, I forget things.
Yeah.
So during the day, I'll have an idea or I'll remember something that I need to do. I need to, chat with Lee. So it has a button, a microphone. I'll press that and say, remind me to get back to Lee.
Oh, very cool.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
the whole product. The whole product is just, it's like a voice note recorder built into a ring.
Very
And
cool.
it's designed to be with you at all times. It's waterproof.
Oh, very
You can have
cool.
shower thoughts. But the best part is that you don't need to charge it. The battery lasts for years.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I've now been wearing this for 6 months. It's actually a funny story. So an early version of this wasn't waterproof, like it was just an early prototype. So I would take it off when I would shower. And so I would put it next to my sink. And then one day I got out of the shower, I ran off without putting it on. And then a couple hours later, I was like trying to remember something. And I was,
that's
like,
great.
my finger's not working. And the thing about this is I only use this like 10 times a day, maybe at that, maybe 5 to 10. But each of those 10 times are really important because it's like something I really needed to remember.
The number one reason why people stop wearing your Oura rings is they lose their charger.
Yeah, well,
They lose
That
it.
makes sense.
They want it back and they want to keep using it. They like the product, but
Yeah.
they'll go for like 6 months without it, and then they're like, "Wait a sec, I guess I don't have this device."
Yeah. It's just you don't need to charge it. You don't have that problem. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Our podcast is called Trade-Offs. It's all about the trade-offs in here in building a hardware product. You're building a ring. You've been building watches.
You can make the cheapest thing that has the longest battery life that looks perfect, right? Everything could be like an Apple product.
Yeah.
If we come to you, everything super inexpensive, no tooling costs, no NREs. There's no trade-offs.
There's no trade-offs in hardware. None.
So that'd be done in a month. So the first era of Pebble, we raised money. We had 100+ people on the team. We were building a couple products a year. It was a big lift. Every single thing that we did had meetings, and it had, a myriad of different constraints and product managers and this and that.
Yeah.
This time, though, there's only 5 of us. It's completely changed the kind of game in terms of how we build products. We're working more closely with ODMs rather than using CMs like we did before.
Yep.
I mean, part of it is that in the last 10 years, there's much more knowledge at the factories about building. We'll say at the beginning, we had to teach them how to do waterproofing. Not that we knew how to do it, but we learned together how to do. Right. I can go to a factory and say, here's the specs, here's the rough design of what we want to build. Go and build it.
Yeah.
And they will. And that means, it cuts down tremendously on how much kind of like effort we have to go. Like, we're no longer in control of the files. As we're building these products, the trade-off is that we have much less like control. So we're not the ones like picking out every single resistor or capacitor or something like that. But the trade-off is that I, as a single person, have managed 4 hardware programs over the last year.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And it's great. And it feels like a superpower because these are ideas that are like bumping around in my brain. And I can just kind of like go on WeChat and text people. And then a couple of months later, they pop out.
So it sounds like the changes now really are more about how you're structuring the venture and how you're building the venture, right? The business around it, right?
Yeah,
It's not necessarily
the
product
is
side.
identical.
The product's the same.
It's running the same software. We have to build a new mobile app, and it also has the same features. The reason why we haven't changed the features is because no one else had built a Pebble alternative.
But you are building a new product with the Ring, right? So
The Ring is
so you are.
watches are like effectively the same as they were 10 years ago, except with better hardware.
Thank you so much. This is
No
really
worries.
awesome. Lee, I'm glad we got your cameo from you, dude.
I'm Aaron Pollock. Roam is a brand new smart tracker. We launched on Kickstarter last year, kind of rocked, did about $500,000, sold into 81 countries, 20,000 units, really successful. It's a new smart tracker, and the reason it's exciting versus, say, an Apple AirTag, we use the newest, most modern chipset out of the Nordics, and we are certified on both the Apple and Android Find My networks. So that's cool. There's no Roam app. We just use Find My, the built-in native app. But more importantly is on the tracking side, it tracks using cellular triangulation. So it pings whatever the closest phone is, the iPhone or the Android. Outside of America, Android's much bigger than iPhone. So whether you have it on your luggage or a bicycle, you're going to be able to find it within a 3-meter radius. This actually has a design patent on it. You just open it up, wrap it around something, and just snap it back in. So you don't need extra accessories or adhesives or anything like that. You can just attach it to anything, like our little friend over here, put it on a collar. You could put it on a speaker, put it on anything you want, and it just self-attaches. No extra accessories needed.
So what trade-offs went into building this product?
There's 2 main trade-offs. The primary trade-off, I will say, is we chose to do a standard watch battery. So this is just a standard, typical 2032 watch battery. Instead of, say, USB-C or inductive charging, we're using a watch battery. That added depth.
Yeah.
As you can see, so from a hardware perspective, it is a little thicker than you've probably seen, right? An AirTag is definitely thinner. We chose that intentionally. We didn't want to have a USB-C, extra chargers. Everybody's got all of these things. It's super thick, but it's clearly thicker. We chose to go with this route because it's 2 years battery. Like, no, if you could throw one of these in your kid's
That's way longer than an AirTag.
Way longer than an AirTag. So we chose to do it. It did add depth, but we're okay with that decision so far. I guess we'll find out, but so far it seems to be good. The second was also the attachment mechanism. We don't have to do this, right? We chose to do the self-attachment, and that, again, added a little depth. And even you, as a very experienced tech person, struggled with it at first, right? There's a little bit of a learning curve there. But once you do it the first time, it's easy. But out of the gate, people do get a little bit of confusion, but it's just the first time. Once you do it once, piece of cake, and you move forward. No subscription fees, no nothing. So $29.99 for one. 4-pack is $100, no extra costs. We're looking at distribution. We're looking at PR. We're looking for some partnerships. And so far so good.
And where can people find you?
Right now, you can find us on roamsmarttracker.com. That's ROAM. Amazon, of course, TikTok Shop. And next week, we'll be on walmart.com. Thanks, Aaron. Thank you.
My name is Jacob. I'm CEO of Modue, and we are building a modular device for gamers, streamers, music producers, audio enthusiasts. Our superpower is that it's modular. We are able to simply take the device and magnetically change the position of these products. We also have our companion app, in which you are able to assign different functionalities by simply dragging and dropping assigned functions to the proper parts of the device.
Oh, nice.
We established a company in 2023. In 2024, we've done a Kickstarter. There we've raised around $400K US dollars. And right now we are just before the first mass production.
You were showing some software controls for it. Can this? But it's wired. Can this be entirely wireless? Can it?
No,
Does it
right
need to
now-
be plugged in?
Yes.
Okay.
yes,
But is the
yes.
intention to make it wireless?
Yes,
Completely
we would
wireless?
like to do it in a V2 version.
You said this is primarily for gamers, but do you also see it for like audio professionals? Like what other users do you see?
Yes, right now 80% of our customers are gamers, but when we posted it on Instagram and TikTok, it went viral.
Yeah.
Right now we have 450 million views, and we got a lot of contacts from music enthusiasts that they would like to use because they are forced right now to
Yeah.
buy big consoles with a lot of sliders, and
Right.
they would like to have only one or two, for example.
Right.
They would like to customize it to their
Right.
needs. You can buy a bundle. Our best seller is 1 plus 2 modules, but you can also buy it individually.
So you said you're gamers. Is it just you're gamers and you wanted a better interface? Like what's the why for this? Why this
To be honest,
product?
I was playing Counter-Strike with my co-founder Hubert, and I wanted to mute him. And
Right.
that's how we created the device.
Okay, so what's the mute one? The mute module.
The slides. We wanted to control the volume of different players.
Got it.
After that, we decided that, okay, everyone uses computer in a different way, so we need to do it modular, so anybody can customize it to their needs.
What have been some trade-offs in order to build this product and bring this to life? Because there's a lot going on. You're accomplishing a lot with this. What's the hardest part of this product?
Probably the modularity was the biggest challenge, especially firmware plus
Yeah.
software. It's
Yeah.
a lot of different things to do.
What's next for 2026? You guys going to do any partnerships with any game companies?
We are releasing the next module.
Okay.
The fifth module, it will be called One XLR, and it will have an XLR connector for microphone, instruments,
Yes.
plus for headset, the audio jack.
How can people reach you, stay in touch with you, follow along?
You can find us on our website, modue.com.
Beautiful product, guys. Very good.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for talking to us.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
I'm Nicholas, one of the co-founders of Naya, and we're building the world's most customizable hardware. So we started 3 years ago with Naya Create. That's the product underneath that mountain of other products. And that's the most ergonomic customizable keyboard, and we're now back to expand that to much more broader audience. I'd say an input ecosystem is really our idea, because what we saw is if you're a creator, you'll have all sorts of different peripherals. I mean, already if you work your regular business job or in finance, you'll have your keyboard and your mouse because you'll need a pointer and text and numerical-based input.
Yeah.
But then if you go into other dimensions, if you go into audiovisual workflows, you'll have a jog wheel, you have a dial.
Yeah.
If you go into 3D, you'll have a space mouse.
Right.
Some users.
So you want to be able to adapt to these
We
different
want
use
to have
cases.
all of these
Yeah.
in a modular ecosystem, so
Yeah.
people can like pick and choose exactly and make it fit their
Was the
configuration.
gaming community like an initial inspiration? Because I feel like that's a huge part of that community.
It's a huge part of the community, I'd say, to a certain extent for sure. And we have quite some users that want to use some of the modules for a flight simulator or for example, just having a macro pad for some games.
Yeah.
But generally, we're more focused on the professionals. So
Cool.
that is your business professionals. Programmers are a huge part. They also love, of course,
They love the modularity.
the modularity, the macros, all the extra features. So there's pogo pins, magnets. The entire idea was, well, you've got people that are ambidextrous, some are left-handed, some are right-handed. So how do you build a modular ecosystem that fits to everybody?
Yeah.
And some people work, as I mentioned before, across these different workflows. We wanted to allow users to really customize it all to their needs.
Oh, so nice.
So you can magnetically swap or just snap on exactly what you want to have. And you can pretty much, I mean, infinitely customize this.
So let's say someone does this. Like how?
They'll need to have a very long desk, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So this here is our first product. This Naya Create, this already on the market. This module is not yet on the market. That's currently still in production. But you can then snap in your different modules.
I will never get over the magnets. It's such a nice user experience.
Thanks, appreciate it. My favorite module is a dial.
Oh yeah, that is chunky.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's you can adjust via the software. You can adjust how it feels. So right now it's a smooth rotation. It's from Tech. It's the Haptic Core.
Yes.
And it has a paramagnetic fluid, and you can adjust dynamically how it feels.
There's some like key trade-offs that you had to take in order to create this modular ecosystem.
I'd say from a hardware perspective, the biggest trade-off we had to do in the beginning is to decide, do we go with something that's fully ergonomic or with something that has a higher adoption rate, is more common, which is your regular 75% keyboard layout.
Yeah.
So that was our trade-off of like, where do we go? The entire challenge is you have to imagine all of this needs to be chained.
Yeah.
the batteries sit in the modules.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
The modules power the entire ecosystem, and then however you pair it, of course, all the data needs to flow, and you can connect it by Bluetooth or RF.
How can people get in touch with you and keep up with you guys?
We'll be launching on Kickstarter Tuesday next week. What is that? That's
Tuesday.
Yes, January 13th.
I can't promise this episode will be out before then, so this will be an after the fact. But we'll definitely give a shout out to the active campaign.
If they drop me a message, I'll make sure to still give them a super early bird pledge if they're
I
interested.
love it. I love it. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
Enjoy your show.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah.
We're at the launch of the Haptics Company. We just launched the company this week. We're representing 2 haptic products because we want to show people great haptic products that can be available in the market. So this week we have available Happily, an incredible 3D interaction robot that actually really interact with the surface. This is a programmable rotary. This allows you to feel a robot grabbing an object. So the resistance is related to the pressure that the robot is feeling, so you can grab something with the robot and feel that you're holding onto it as you're doing that.
Oh my God, it's so smooth. It's like
Robotics control, drone control, programming.
And look at this. It's simulating the resistance right now.
We're also showing Zealtech programmable rotary technology. This really brings rotary technology into the 21st century. Up until now, like you could have bought a 30D10 encoder 100 years ago. But in terms of the mechanical interaction, it was always a fixed thing. Now you have completely reprogrammable, instantaneously reprogrammable to any kind of feeling that you want. Go ahead. You can feel little fine D10s, big, strong, wide space D10s, all the same hardware, all the software is changing that. We're gonna have our first eval kits. This is gonna be released on Kickstarter. This works as a mouse wheel right now. You can just plug it into your device. You can buy this and you can access this software, prototype any kind of use case you want, even just develop software use cases to work with this device right away.
You guys are creating this new brand. You've been in the industry for a long time. I'm curious if there are any trade-offs you're anticipating to now being a little bit more formalized.
People have often spent a lot of money, and it's a lot of things where they think they can do it themselves. Getting people to understand that it's a whole collaborative effort, that you need to think about the haptic system from top to bottom.
Totally.
Is really the hardest thing.
Right.
There are a lot of haptic companies out there that are saying, we're a haptic company, we make haptic actuators. We're a haptics company, we make amplifiers, we make sensors. We actually want to find all those companies and bring them together and say, okay, well, if we take this and this and this and put it together, then you have a product.
You're not going to reach you.
Thehapticscompany.com, our webpage is operable, showing you a little bit about some of our customers, some of our products that we have available on the market, and we'll have a link to the Kickstarter page there as well.
My name is Mike. I'm a customer. 6 months ago, I got this unit, and I've been using it every day. This is Nosh, an AI cooking robot. So there's over 500 curated recipes.
When you buy the machine, it comes preloaded with certain recipes?
So what you're doing is you're prepping the tray with those ingredients. You have the weights of the different ingredients. You have the slots of the multiple ingredients that go in that tray. One tray is one meal. When I'm ready, I'll pop it into the tray, command the app to cook. The door will be closed. The Nosh knows what oil to use, what water to use, what spice to use, because all these spices for all 500 recipes. We'll use the induction cooktop to heat the pot. It will add those ingredients in at that cook time for the pot.
Food is very fundamental to each of us, and as our lives are getting busier, there is no solution which solves for that home cooked food. That's why we started building it. We wanted everyone to have healthy, homely food. So biggest challenge was we were able to prove the mechanisms, but from mechanisms to production and reliability is an extremely difficult journey, especially for a new category product and when you are a startup, because on one side you're crunched on resources or funding, and on the other side there is all of these aspects which require manufacturing. Then there are MOQs, and then there are reliability. So balancing both of them, all the mechanism development, R&D, culinary, AI, right? Computer vision is something, all of it is in-house.
Can you talk about some trade-offs in terms of like going from R&D to the product itself, right? Productizing and manufacturing and getting to this point. You guys have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
What were some things you had to let go along the way?
So one of the biggest challenge in building a new category product is the talent. Firstly, you don't have much resources, and then there are no defined way to do it as to how others have built it or how you should build it. So it's all about extreme experimentation, failure, and then iterating on the product. And then tough choices like where do you do manufacturing? Like there was a big call that do you want to do manufacturing in India, outside India? But then we took a call that we'll do it in India because we are based out of India. We have more control over it. We can monitor it closely. But then there is a downside also to it. It's a growing ecosystem.
Right.
So what it means is there are higher failures and it requires more iterations. So we basically preferred control over.
Well, and I imagine you have to. This is such a complicated product.
Yeah.
How do people stay in touch with you, and like, how do they find out more about your Kickstarter campaign?
So they can check our Kickstarter pre-launch page. Also, they can check our website, which is letsnosh.io. So there they can find all the information.
Great.
We have social media handles also, which they can find on the website page.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
Thank you.
My name is Koda Sudim. I am the CEO of Kara Water, where we quite literally turn air into high quality drinking water. The quick backstory, I grew up in Pennsylvania. We had well water that was contaminated. Fast forward, I learned about a beetle that can condense water on its shell, does a handstand, drinks the water off its own back to survive. We looked at that shell, we replicated it, and we scaled it from a few droplets of water to 2.5 gallons per day with our flagship model, and 1 gallon per day with our new product, Care Pod. So there are other companies who do this on a shipping container size, and you got to sell to the military or sell to, a building developer, something like that nature. We look at the sense of we want to have direct access, give direct access to water to people, give them control over what they're consuming. Because with those larger containers, you don't know if it's maintained, you don't know what the air quality is like with those devices, and they don't use the same technology. Ours produces extremely pure water first, and then we add minerals back because it's so pure. So being able to give direct access to people is really what our core mission is. But the overall mission for us is to see 50% of appliances that use water as a base using air-to-water technology in the next 30 years. So think of a washing machine or a dishwasher or a soda machine or a coffee machine. Yeah. What's really cool about this product, we actually shrunk down our technology. One of the biggest hurdles was getting the price down and the size, because a lot of people don't have floor space as an apartment, but they do have counter space. Right. So being able to shrink the technology down, and we took it a step further. Yes, it's a water dispenser. We are a water first company, but we wanted to make something pretty cool and think about like, hey, what can we innovate that's not been innovated in a very long time? And we thought about a coffee machine. Yep. So we created the world's first self-refilling coffee machine. We have our own custom coffee pod mechanism that's compatible with original Nespresso pods. We also have our own biodegradable bioresin paper lid pods that you can buy from us, or just use the original Nespresso pods as well.
What's next for you after CES?
Self-refilling dog bowl. We all have friends and family that can't go out because dogs are home or cats are home. You got to take care of the water bowl. So now you'll have an app that comes with it, and you'll be able to monitor the dog bowl and a cat bowl. Then you can fill it up if you see that's empty.
Where can people find you?
You can find us at www.carawater.com. And you can find out more about our products. You won't see anything about the dog bowl just yet because that's still under the wraps, but it's coming soon.
My name is Zach Schweitzer. This is our product we're bringing to market. We're doing a Kickstarter in May. So basically what this does is it attaches to your existing window blinds to make them go up and down automatically, turning them into smart blinds. Personally, at home, I have the smart doorbell, some cameras, but the average house has 12 windows, and it's a constant pain point to go around and raise the window blinds up and down. I'm like, okay, let me look at smart blinds. And like smart blinds exist, but when you go to look at them, it's like on average 400 per window. So it's just way out of budget. So what we do is say, keep the blinds you have and make them smart. So this is the product here. It attaches to the bottom of the lower rail. It uses these mounting plates here with adhesive. You peel those off, you stick it on, everything kind of quick connects. There's ball chain with the kit. So the motor here, if I pull these tabs, it clamshells over the ball chain, and let me send it up. So here we're demoing it with Home Assistant.
This is great. So one of the questions that I was going to ask was like, why smart blinds? This is something that's been done before. There are other people that do it, but you kind of answered that already, right? Keep your blinds.
Yeah.
Make them smart.
Right.
Right. A lot of these smart blinds, you're replacing the whole thing, or you're adding this chunky hardware on the side that is the drive. This, you could almost forget it's even there.
That's the goal. I mean, we did add for battery life, right? So that's one thing that might come up, but we did add a USB-C on the back, so we'll have a accessory solar panel in the future.
Yeah.
And we're on Wi-Fi right now, but we're gonna go to Thread before launch.
And
So,
Matter.
Yeah, hoping to get at least 6 months if you're going up and down once a day.
What were some of the trade-offs that you've had to take into account for this and kind of go through this? You talked about battery life, maybe.
Yeah. One of our goals is to make this as easy as possible to install. So, we're adding a little bit of thickness to the bottom. I guess that could be a trade-off, but you get the automation and the easy way to install it.
Yeah.
You don't have to take the blind apart and mess with the gears or anything like that.
Right.
So it just sticks on, and
That's great.
You're off running.
Where can people find more about you guys? And you said you're launching a Kickstarter campaign. Do you have a preview page up?
Not yet. So yeah, this past year was getting through the technical hurdles, and now we got to CES. So post CES, we're really going to focus on our marketing campaign and manufacturing. But yeah, find us at our website, hummingbirdSmartHome.com. And of course, all the social medias.
Thank you so much. This was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
My name is Michael Churchill. This is Kombu. It's the first at-home kombucha brewer. So I was brewing kombucha at home, DIY setup, pretty cumbersome, pretty messy, and a lot of complaints and always shoved in the corner. And going through that DIY process, I found a lot of the pain points, and I decided to create a machine that if you like kombucha, maybe you buy it from the store, and you want to make your own, but you don't know where to start, this is it. It's basically a fermenter. It keeps it nice and warm, and it keeps it at a nice steady temperature. So you've got a couple sensors in there. It keeps it at about 28 Celsius or about 80 Fahrenheit. So a nice, steady, warm temperature. And that allows you to then brew your kombucha consistently, taste better. So you essentially will have a starter liquid. That's like the yeasty bacteria. Best way to start, grab a bottle of kombucha from the grocery store. It's gonna have that yeast in it. That's your starter liquid. You then brew a batch of sweet tea, so tea and sugar. That'll ferment down from a sweet tea into a sour tea in about 1 week.
Oh, wow.
Then you fill up your bottles, about 80% full. Then you add all the fun stuff, the flavors, the fruit, the honeys, the ginger, whatever you like. That'll ferment for about 3 to 5 days. And then once that's ready, throw it in the fridge, let it cool down. You're good to go.
And you're good to go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What trade-offs went into this product? Like, what things did you not do because, it was too hard or too expensive?
Yeah, good question. So when we launched our Kickstarter, we initially had plastic bottles because it was kind of a standard product that you could source that SodaStream uses. Very high pressure, which is great when the bottle is carbonating, right? But the problem is microplastics. A lot of our customers were like unhappy with plastic. So during the campaign, we literally just pivoted and said, no problem. Switch it all to glass, so it's much more premium and no worry about microplastics. And so that was sort of a trade-off, but a good trade-off.
Oh, yeah. Like, listen to your customers, right? That's awesome.
Another one I will say is initially our design, we had the thought of using an aluminum outer. Going for that kind of Apple anodized aluminum thing. It was very nice, very premium. Aluminum is a heat sink. This is a fermenter trying to keep it warm. So it's essentially pulling all the heat away, going against what we're trying to do. So that was a trade-off. So we still have the same look and aesthetic, but
Made plastic look like metal.
exactly.
That's awesome. Where can folks find you?
So our website's thekombu.com. We're doing pre-orders right now. Price is $4.99. Retail price is $5.99. These are actually pre-production units. So I was just in China getting these spun up. They're about 90% there. We're just dialing in some of the fit and finish kind of things. And we're hoping to ship around March, April.
That's awesome.
Coming out.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Cheers.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm the co-founder of Fotostax, where we are building the next generation of instant print, motion, and 3D photography. So we have a handheld printer. We've developed a patent on this tech for affordable handheld printer tech that turns your phone into an instant print camera for 3D and motion photos. Here is a 3D photo and motion photos, like a live photo.
Is there an app on the phone?
So our app works like this. So here's the interface. We can see there's different modes. So the 3D, motion, flip, and still photos. And you capture a few seconds of video. So a few angles, you can capture a motion, like a live photo. Basically choose different images and have them all interlaced together through our app. Sends through Bluetooth to our printer, prints in seconds.
What's next after CES?
So after CES, we're looking to launch in the next few months like Kickstarter.
That's awesome.
So right now, if you want to join our launch list, we can get you early access and a little bit of discounts for at CES. Very exciting. We're looking to be on the shelves by the end of the year.
That's awesome. What have been some of the trade-offs that you've made in building this product?
One of the things that we originally thought about is incorporating a camera directly into the printer, like a Polaroid, like an Instax camera. But what we found through user testing is that actually everybody already has amazing camera tech in their hands at all times with their phone. And it's more convenient. People want to be able to access photos from their phone gallery. They want to be able to take advantage of spatial 3D. So that was one of our trade-offs. Do we make it an all-in-one, or do we make it something that has two different elements?
Yeah.
So this way, it's a MagSafe connection. So there's two different elements of portability.
So it can act as an all-in-one camera, or it can be an accessory printer.
Yes.
That's very cool.
Find us online at Fotostax.com. So that's Fotostax.com.
CES is always a great time, and if you've never been, Nate and I highly recommend going at least once. It's chaotic, exhausting, and incredibly exciting to get a front row seat for what's coming next in consumer technology. Thanks for watching and listening.
Trade-Offs is hosted and produced by Chris Rill and Nate Paget. Editing done by the illustrious Alex Michael. Our logo is designed by the talented pixel alchemist Tanya Shika. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, reach out to us on our website at tradeoffs.fm.
Should we make more videos? We'd love to hear your feedback. Email us at hello@tradeoffs.fm. And please rate and subscribe to the pod. Nate and I appreciate your support.